time to take a TO with coaches Turner and O'Neill. Produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Krissy.
It's time to take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Your new favorite podcast features conversation from the world of high school, college, and pro sports, along with other riveting content. Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast and on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, or visit www.turnerando'neill.com. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, and more than 15 podcast platforms. We also invite you into the studio each week via YouTube. Subscribe and watch each episode on our YouTube channel at Turner O'Neill Podcast. Thanks to our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Our partners, the Tamara Cusick Team, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, and Insurance Alliance Group, LLC. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development, LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media, Gene the Barber, Body and Beyond Wellness, and Justin O'Neill. Take a TO with Coach Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by me, DJ Krissy. Now we welcome you to today's episode as we take a TO with coaches Steve Turner and Casey O'Neill. Here's your host, Kurtis Cross.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2, Episode 26, our season finale of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. I am Kurtis Cross, your host, and as always, I'm joined by Coach Steve Turner and Coach Casey O'Neill. This week is Turner and O'Neill, the home edition for the final time in Season 2. But I must say, Coach O'Neill, is that like a, 19-inch TV behind you? I can barely see that daggone thing, man.
Hey, man, it's an office TV. You're looking at it through the Wi-Fi.
Step up to a 32-inch or something, brother.
Well, if I move the computer and go into the next room, you'll see the 32.
Whatever.
And go to the next room, then you see the 66, baby.
Whatever. Our engineers, DJ Krissy, and together, we welcome you to this week's episode. Our premier partner for Season 2 is Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Ray is a friend of the program, and he is the only mortgage lender we endorse right here at Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Ray Cruz is mortgage intelligently. I can vouch for him personally. We just did a refi with Mr. Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. We'd like to thank our partners, the Tamara Cusick Team, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, and the Insurance Alliance Group, LLC. This week, DJ Krissy and I, she's right there. We are in the studio. The coaches are at home, and we are ready to deliver our Season 2 finale. But gentlemen, first up, how was your week? Coach O'Neill, talk to me.
Happy 4th, everybody. It was nice to celebrate the 4th of July with friends, with family. The neighborhood I live in does an incredible, and you guys are familiar with Woodmore, does a historic 4th of July parade. All the kids decorate their bikes. So Miss Claire had her bike rocking and rolling. We have a little parade around the block, and they have all sorts of games and fun. And it was just great to barbecue and be with people and be outside. The weather was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, it was awesome. Saw some fireworks on Friday night. Didn't see any last night except for the National Mall on TV. But on Friday night, Argyle Country Club did an incredible job. A bunch of friends were up there, and it was great to sit outside and watch that and just kind of just be in the moment and watching it through the eyes again, talking about Claire, be in the moment with her. To see a 6-year-old look up and see the fireworks it's something so cool about that. But can't believe it's been a full year. Almost to the day, because tomorrow it's a special day, and we'll talk about that. I don't want to steal the thunder, Kurtis.
Did you decorate your BMX or your Huffy and get out there in the bike parade?
I did not. Well, my skateboard. I decorated my skateboard, Kurtis.
All right. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
So Coach Steve Turner. I'm sorry. Go ahead, O'Neill. You done? Sorry.
No. I'm just saying it's hard to believe it's been 1 year, almost to the day, that we've been doing this podcast. So I'm getting, a little nostalgic here.
Absolutely. Coach Turner, how was your week? You had basketball. I'm sure you saw fireworks. There was a cookout or two somewhere, I'm sure. Talk to us.
Camps, fireworks, grilling. Just good long weekend. It's been good to get through 3 weeks of camp. It's been a blessing to have kids and seeing faces and a little more normality down on I Street, which was awesome. Tired. I mean, our team literally played 13 from June 13th through, I think, 3 or 4 days ago, like every day.
Right.
So I was leaving out 6 a.m. most mornings and not walking back in the door till after 10:30 most nights. So I'm spent, but it was good to get a long 4-day weekend here where there's no, we just had a game tonight, but most of the days, no games, no camp, just time to kick your feet up a little bit and have a good time. It's good to throw some stuff on the grill, have a couple cold ones, and hang out with family and friends.
Couple stogies.
Nice macanudo the other night, and that was great. And then, so I haven't talked about this, but I'm kind of back on my journey, and I haven't really said anything. So I finally went and weighed in. So from May 20th through this past Saturday, I've lost almost 20 pounds.
The face looks thinner, sir. The face does look thinner. That's where we find it first, right?
Yeah. So feeling good about that. So it's been a good week. Been a really good week.
But you're pooped.
Casey, you said you decorated your skateboard. You on a short board or a long board?
Man, I'm just pleasing the crowd. No skateboard, man. I'm look. If I had a skateboard, I got Sammy the dog on there, and she's just gonna pull me like a sled dog. No skateboard for this guy.
And then got a nice video sent to me today. I had to call it out, but I got a nice video. I got to figure out how to get this thing on the show. Coach Kurtis Cross and a Jamboree.
Yes.
Dunking and jumping and shooting the hoop, showing his kids how to put it down.
Coach Turner, he calls me today, and we're at a jump park with the kids. They have all these places out in Howard County. They have all these trampolines. And he said, I want to see you dunk one. I said, all right, Steve, I'm going to send you a video. And I sent him a video. I really don't do trampolines. How can we get this thing on there for people to see, Chris?
Kurtis, I know exactly what you're talking about. And some of those hoops are like 15 to 20 feet high. I mean, you guys are up there.
I'll tell you.
I'll send you a video, Steve.
On one of our trips, we had our team. We went to one of those. Like this, it was just a big. I mean, this is a warehouse that had like everything.
Hey, be careful.
Our guys were playing like team dodgeball on those jumping things and drilling. Like I have video from that. It was. I mean, to see them just having so much fun, not playing the game, not being in school, just doing that. You know how it is when you have these trips and you see those kids start building that camaraderie. Like it was special to have those guys having a blast doing something outside of the norm.
Yeah, for sure.
Decline that one, Krissy. I think I might have a way to do this, gentlemen. I might have a way to do this. Fine. I just sent the video to my computer, and I believe I can share my screen. Let me see if I can pull this thing up. Steve, you're making me do this.
Podcast.
Let's go.
You're making me do this, Steve. I'm going to find this. And technology, Apple is something. And let me see if I can do this. Is that the video? Yes, it is. So I think I can share my screen. Share screen. Boom.
I mean, hold up. Did you like Robert Parrish this, like a little one hand week, or did you, Sean Kemp tomahawk it?
Uh-oh. Is that it right there?
That's it.
Kind of.
All right.
There we go.
I'm going. Can y'all see that?
You can see it.
Yes.
All right. Well, there it is right there. That's me. Coach Turner asked me to see. You can see this on the podcast, Krissy?
Yes, I'm looking.
He's going to one-hand it, Steve. He's going to one-hand it. I can already predict.
I'm trying to figure this out, how to do this.
Oh, Kurt.
I've never done this before.
Without falling.
That's not exactly what I'm trying to do.
And then there's another ball.
Hey, when I go down to the beach, I
dunked. There you go. I dunked, and then I'm going to try to jump and do some things. And I was thinking about trying to jump, fall on my butt, and I'm like, no, I ain't doing that. So there you go. So there y'all go. There y'all go.
Way to be a trooper.
I'm going to take video when we go down to the beach. There's a jump park down there somewhere in Delaware, and it is. And Kurtis, that well done. But there is a jump, and I'm not kidding. The hoop is up 20 feet, so 10 feet normal. I mean, you've got to launch up there, and I'm scared. Like when I go up there, and the only way I can get is if I get one hand up, and then I come around with the other hand just to, slam it down. But Well done,
It's gonna be
Kurtis.
like Space Jam, where Michael
I love
Jordan's
it. Yes.
arm got longer.
Well, let's talk about this because you didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, Casey O'Neill. Tomorrow is DJ Krissy's birthday. So we are happy. She's got a birthday coming up. We have a surprise for her tomorrow. We're taking her somewhere. She has no idea where that is. I just told her to be ready. 3:30, 3:45. We're going to go somewhere. But that marks the 1-year anniversary of Turner and O'Neill, the podcast. We recorded it on her birthday last year. You guys came in, didn't know it. You were surprised by that. But we are thankful for DJ Krissy, her engineering skill set, her DJ skill set, her fun, her ability to put together TNO, the Wives Edition, her ability to play a host when one of you can't be here. She's the starting five, but she is our right-hand person, our support piece. 25% of Turner and O'Neill has a birthday tomorrow. So we celebrated Coach Turner. We said happy birthday to you, O'Neill. We got to get you next year better than that. Coach Turner had his historic birthday. Krissy has 22, 23? Whatever it is, right?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna call
Krissy,
her.
congrats. You're going to the jump park for your birthday tomorrow.
Oh, that would be fun. See that.
Right?
That'd be amazing.
So happy birthday, DJ
I can't
Krissy.
believe.
My week was awesome. You said something, Casey, that I wasn't going to mention, but since you opened the door, I'm going to walk through it. You said if you had your skateboard out, your dog would pull you along on that thing, right? Speaking of that, I booked my 3rd Alaskan cruise today. I'm going to Alaska again next year.
Oh, shucks.
Steve, this is why you will like it. Me and my mom, other than when I was a kid going back to our homeland of Trinidad, have never taken a vacation. I'm taking Mom to Alaska next year.
Oh,
that's
baby.
awesome.
Let's go.
Yes. So June 24th, I will not be around to record and I'll be gone for a week. We just booked it hours ago and she won't go dog sledding, but I'm going to go dog sledding. I've done that before, but we're going to do all that stuff. And I'm real proud that I'm able to take my mom to Alaska. That's going to be a fun one. DJ Krissy, how was your week?
My week was good. We had the 4th, of course. I mean, we did barbecue over the weekend. I had a wedding last night, which was on a rooftop over by the Capitol. So I got to look at the fireworks down there. It was very nice.
People getting married under the fireworks.
And I got a little friend.
She does. A DJ friend with headphones and everything.
DJ Ducky. Come on. That's awesome.
I think you're going to see a lot of Instagram with Krissy and DJ Ducky moving forward.
He's amazing.
Is that an official mascot for Dynamic DJ Entertainment now?
He is now.
Okay.
He's got a purple leg.
That's a dog treat right there.
Hey, watch the dog's going to chew that thing up. Does that duck have a turntable or record in its hand?
Record.
That's,
Can you see it? It's got a record.
yeah.
He's holding a record.
That's straight official. That is straight official. Look, let's get to our first commercial break and we'll return with this week's headline. Kurt Cross here, producer of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. There are few relationships more solid than the bond between a man and his barber. For years, I've gotten my cut with Gene the barber. Gene has been cutting my hair for more than 20 years. Now, if you have a barber you're happy with, I understand. But if you're new to the area or looking for that perfect cut, my man Gene will tighten you up. Call him directly at 240-687-7253 and make an appointment. Gene the Barber, 240-687-7253.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our friends of the program: Shane Benson, Todd Bradley, Paula Cross, Susan and Brendan O'Neill Sr., Daniel Richard, Noah Richard, Andrea Terronez. If you'd like to become a friend of the program, go to www.turnerando'neill.com and click Become a Friend.
Connect with us socially on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at TurnerOn Podcast, on YouTube, just search Turner and O'Neill, then subscribe. And of course, you can visit our website at www.turnerando'neill.com. A Squared Home and Office Solutions is the go-to source for home or office network and audiovisual solutions. We can help with smart home integration, wireless networking, media rooms, security systems, and more. We will link technology to your style seamlessly. Visit homeandofficesolutions.com for more info. One Headline is brought to you by
Insurance Alliance Group manages the gap between damage appraisal estimates from your insurance company and what you are rightfully owed based on your policy. They work on behalf of policyholders with claim assistance and disputes to maximize claims. Insurance Alliance Group serves as professional advisors and trusted advocates. The Insurance Alliance Group handles business and home property loss. Request a free claim review with the property loss professionals. Insurance Alliance Group. Visit us at insurancealliancegroup.com or call 866-574-4773.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. Welcome back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. Today's episode is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. This week's headline: the Clippers and Nets were built to win now. With each team exiting the NBA playoffs before they intended, what's next for each of these teams? Coach Turner, you take the basketball lead.
I think the Nets can hopefully get healthy and stay where they are. I think the Clips got some issues going on because I have a feeling Kawhi's out.
I think you're right.
I think he's out. So that's going to change their whole dynamic of what they are and who they are. The Nets just got to find a way to get healthy in the offseason, convince Harden that it's important to get your ass in shape in the offseason and not come back out of shape. We said it from the get-go. I kept saying it to you guys. The teams that stayed healthy would get there. And we see the two teams that we expected to be there in the end weren't healthy when it mattered the most and didn't get to the finals. But I'm excited for the finals we got coming. So be interested to see. Like you said, I think it was 2 episodes, Kurt. You said it a couple episodes ago about the number of guys we got in free agency. That's going to be a whole nother thing to watch this summer before the summer's out. So the NBA is going to be a little interesting to see what happens in this offseason and going forward.
Chris Paul was able to mitigate his injuries. His shoulder was hurt for a couple of games, but they ran through the Lakers, right? And it'll be interesting because mum's the word on Giannis right now. They're not saying whether he's available for game 1 or not. Coach O'Neill, what are you seeing in these playoffs? What are you seeing for Brooklyn, and what are you seeing for the Clippers? I think. Oh, by the way, also, what do we do about Paul George? Is his head in the game all the time? And can he be, he's not the alpha male. Can he turn that corner?
So I've said something for years, especially around our program. Consistency speaks volumes. And obviously in the NBA and a lot of professional sports, you see teams, try to build to win now, as is the one headline. And we were talking before we went on air about those Piston teams, those Laker teams, those Celtic teams, the Spurs teams, all these organizations and programs over the years that have had the consistency. Clippers, the Nets, while they're built to win now, and obviously injuries had a big impact, I'm a big believer in the way, and I know Philly took its lumps this year. I'm a big believer in the way like Philly's brought their program up, the way the Lakers have done it, the way a lot of other programs.
The Hawks.
The Hawks, exactly. Milwaukee took its lumps, but they stayed consistent, and here they are in the NBA Finals. The Suns, a little bit of a different story, but again, consistency speaks volumes. Look, we've seen it in this town many times with the way our Washington football team has been built, the way the Washington Capitals were slowly but surely built. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I think this is an NBA Finals that you have gotten me as much as I've gotten you into lacrosse. This has gotten me. I've been watching every night. Cole is so fired up to watch it every night. And you mentioned Paul George. Yeah, I think his head is in a different place. I mean, I watched night after night him miss a couple big shots when they needed him most. So who knows? But sticking to it.
I think there's a couple things to piggyback on that. One with Paul pertains like a guy like Paul George. We're still dealing with all this mental health stuff that people won't really put on the table and talk about enough, in my opinion. And then 2, the teams who are being built to win now are older teams. I think we start to see the passing of the guard is these younger teams with the next generation of our NBA superstars. They're building the right way and building up to last. And certainly we know money can get in the way and mess some of that up. But right now, you're seeing those younger teams, and they're the ones who they're playing in the finals. The only thing with the Suns is they've been blessed to have, a veteran be able to be around all those young guys and lead them and guide them in the right way. And I mean, even with the Bucks, I don't think what's his name gets enough love is Middleton. He's a veteran. He's been around it for a minute, and he's got a great group of young guys, and he found a way to get them through while Giannis is hurt and out. It was great to see a guy like Kurtis step up in Giannis's absence and play the way that we knew he could play when he was coming out of college. So I'm excited to where the NBA is going overall, because it's a lot of new faces, a lot of new franchises having a chance to be in the limelight versus what we always normally see. So for me, I think the game's in a great place.
Kevin Durant will be 33 when the next season starts, and Paul George will be 32. So they're not getting any younger. Steve, for once, I can say that I am happy to see these young cats taking. I mean, Trey is exciting to watch. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell. These guys are exciting to watch. Capella is exciting to watch. And we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your one headline.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill can be found on more than 15 podcast platforms. Listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Tune in on your preferred podcast platform. Be sure to listen, subscribe, and spread the word. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill records weekly with episode drops each Thursday at 11 a.m.
Next Level Lacrosse. Train like a Spartan. Next Level Lacrosse is dedicated to providing a terrific lacrosse experience that is intensely focused on player development and character formation. Players at all levels will improve significantly through professional coaching and carefully designed training programs. We stress proper technique and a tireless work ethic, from beginning programs to rec leagues, travel clubs to summer programs. We develop the young and experienced players alike. Next Level Lacrosse has a rich tradition of running the best middle and high school lacrosse leagues in the DMV area. You will find us at www.nextlevelspartans.com or call 240-497-1460.
Body and Beyond Wellness is acupuncture and wellness consulting. Our peaceful oasis is nestled just outside the Washington, D.C. Beltway. Our acupuncture treatments, workshops, and other wellness offerings will have you feeling restored, renewed, and revived. A limited appointment schedule is now available, but you must call in advance to schedule. Call 301-758-7980 or visit www.thebodyandbeyond.com for more info.
Winsight Media. Winsight delivers connections and intelligence to four of the fastest growing verticals: convenience retailing, grocery businesses, restaurants, and non-commercial food service through broad and cutting-edge platforms. No company is better positioned to meet the food industry's needs than Winsight. Connect with us at www.winsightmedia.com.
Building your brand is an important part of your business growth. By advertising with Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill, you'll gain the exposure and brand recognition behind our podcast. In Season 1, we reached a total of more than 100,000 listeners, viewers, subscribers, and website visitors combined. Your company will benefit from our popularity online and during the podcast. Advertising with Turner and O'Neill equals exposure on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and more than 15 listening platforms total. Inquire today and let's partner to build your brand.
The Starting Five is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. With his stellar reputation as an outstanding mortgage lender, Ray Cruz serves the lending needs of real estate professionals, builders, and individual home buyers in Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Texas, California, Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Ray believes that integrity is the cornerstone of his business, and helping you achieve your home financing goals is his business. Located in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, contact Ray P. Cruz today to get started. Your home mortgage or refinance options await. Call 301-761-2700 888-888-2278 or visit raypcruise.com. Ray P. Cruz, mortgages intelligently.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It To with Turner and O'Neill.
The starting five. Welcome back to Take It To with Turner and O'Neill. I am your host, Kurtis Cross, and I'm with Coach Steve Turner and Casey O'Neill. Our engineer, as always, is DJ Krissy. We are up to our weekly starting five. 5 questions we will ask of each coach. They each have 30 seconds to answer these questions. They can defer one question each. And of course, we have our rapid fire round as well. DJ Krissy, what will happen if they abuse their 30 seconds? That's it, gentlemen. Let's do it. We're going. Casey, you logged into the screen first, so you're going to be first this week. What one thing do you need to work on as a coach?
How much time we got? I got a lot. I still got a lot to work on, baby. One thing. I think. I got to continue. You got to continue with patience, especially coaching with high school kids. And I've gotten better at it, but patience is a virtue and something I need to continue to just remind myself and continue to work on.
Coach Turner, what one thing do you need to work on? If there are many or a few, that's cool. But what one thing you want to go into next season doing better than you did last season, let's say?
I think it's the one thing that I've always had to work on, and I think I've done a lot better at it. I think it's just delegating.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned that.
Keep putting guys in position for them to, one, handle their job, but also put them in position to help them grow. So delegating would be mine.
All right, Coach Turner, we're coming back to you. What store, like in the mall or wherever, did the 14-year-old you love going to?
Anywhere with shoes.
Yes.
Remember the athlete's foot?
I'll say this though. If we take it way back,
okay,
Wheaton Plaza, open mall when it would rain inside the mall, the Orange Bowl. They had the best orange slush and pizza slice around.
Oh man, Coach O'Neill, where did you love to go as a teenager?
I mean, in the mall, it was always love going to the either arcade or the movies. But I'll take it a step further. Steve's going shoes. I'm going to go with the lids. He's going to check out the hats, man.
Was Lids even open when you were?
No, it wasn't. But I'm saying wherever they had hats, I don't know what the name was. It was like starter. You know, you go in there and check out the hats.
That's your thing. I feel you. Coming back to you. Name a time when you learned that mother or father knows best.
Oof. Oh man. You know, it's funny. I just had dinner with both of them tonight. They came over, went to the corner pub, and both of them know best. But I think the first thing that comes to mind is probably father, and something to do with like us camping and wildlife and a snake and him just picking it up and just like nothing and just, you know, cutting it and throwing it off or something. Father ain't afraid, man. He's a BA.
All right, Coach Turner, when did you know that mother or father knows best? What lesson did you learn? When did that come full circle for you? I know Clarinda knows.
I think it's ever evolving. Shit, I still get them. I mean, it probably had to be at a young age. I'll tell you what happened. I was in the store with my mom, and I fell in love with this little Christmas ornament. It was like a little Santa thing. And I walked out with it.
Ooh.
And she walked me back in and explained, you know, I knew better, but it was just one of those things. I was like, I wanted this thing so bad. And she had me go back and, you know, apologize to the manager. So that was definitely a mother knows best experience.
Did you ding a Christmas story, Krissy?
She did.
You Grinch.
That's all right. She got a birthday tomorrow.
I'm off the hook.
All right. Coach Turner, we're going to come back to you. Take away coaching. Take away Gonzaga College High School. What would you do for a living?
I'd be a personal chef.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was quick.
Like you're gonna make people hire you. You come to their homes and do displays and do a nice get up for them, or
have parties, individuals, romantic dinner, whatever. I love to cook for people.
Okay. Coach O'Neill, what would you do?
Whew. I mean, there's about 4 or 5 things going through my head right now. Strength coach, think about life coach. But then I guess the number one thing is I think I'd be a pretty good island bartender. I could just make conversation with everybody, mix up some drinks, have some fun, play some music.
Mixologist. Would you be flipping bottles?
What was that
tricks.
movie, Cocktail, with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? There you go.
Hollywood gonna have his Speedo on serving drinks.
No Speedo.
Chaps. It can't be Speedo.
Yeah, that's right, chaps. That's the name of this show, the chaps. Rapid fire, Steve, you were up first. You need one stop with Jordan coming down the lane. Pick who's going to protect the rim for you best. Olajuwon, Draymond, Charles Oakley, or Kevin Garnett?
I'm going with Garnett.
Oakley's going to hurt him, but you go with Garnett.
Well, Oakley or Draymond are going to hurt him. Probably Olajuwon would be that one, but I just love Kevin Garnett's defense and his intensity, so I'm going with Garnett.
All right. Outer space travel for 1 week or 14 days discovering any continent you choose.
14 days.
All right. You were offered $1 million for your brilliant new concept. What is that concept? What idea do you have?
Get kids off of electronics.
All right. A time that you were extremely proud of yourself.
I'm proud of myself every day. Shit.
Not when you took that Christmas ornament. I know that.
I think this is the same thing. Just birth of my children.
Okay. All right. What luxury would you say is totally worth the price?
What luxury?
Yeah, like a cabana in Maldives, or what have you done that you're like, Kurtis, you have to pay the money, Kurtis. You have to do it.
First class.
I mean, it's anything on vacation going all out. Like, there's no skimming when you do a vacation. That, and for me, y'all know this, Christmas. I'm all about making other people happy. So I'm gonna spend. My wife was always telling me, no, we don't. Nah, I'm getting everybody gifts. It is what it is.
Coach Casey, you're up. What's next on your major to-do list?
Go back to Colorado with the family. Can't wait to go back. Got to do it.
One film, one album, and one game, a board game or electronic game. Name one of each that you would bring with you to a deserted island for 30 days. It's just you. One game, one album, and one film.
Okay. The film is Dumb and Dumber, my favorite movie of all time. Make me laugh. The album has got to be, oh man. I mean, if I'm on an island, it's got to be like a Bob Marley album, just enjoying and chilling and kicking back. All right. I don't know
just go with his greatest hits.
The greatest hits. And then what was it? A game?
Yeah.
Gosh, what's the game I love? It's oh man. It
Mario Kart.
What's that? No, it like beep, 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 beep. Like it beeps really fast. And before, like, you got to darn it.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, man. Kurtis, man, this is supposed to be rapid fire.
Well, then hurry up.
Krissy, you know the game I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Well, let's make this
Pictionary.
fun.
I bring Pictionary.
Let's make this fun. I'm sorry I'm breaking the rules. Coach Turner, what would you do? What's the game, the film, and the album you would bring? Krissy, you're next.
Oh, boy.
Album?
Yep.
Damn.
See, it's hard.
Because I could go a couple ways with that one. Damn, that's not a rapid fire.
Right. I'm bringing Wyclef the Carnival. I'm bringing the movie Life is Beautiful. And I'm gonna bring a deck of cards. I can play solitaire. Hell.
All right, I'm going movie, Coming to America.
Oh yes.
Oh.
I'm going album. I'm gonna go with the Eagles' greatest hits.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm gonna go game. I'll probably bring some deck of cards, place, because you can do a lot of different games with the deck.
Sure.
Here's one thing you didn't know. Did you know that the Eagles' Greatest Hits is the best-selling U.S. album of all time over Thriller?
I did know that.
Thriller is the best-selling internationally of all time. So it sold more records than any record album anywhere, but the Eagles have been beat here on U.S. soil. Krissy, what is your album? What is your game? And what is your film?
The only movie I can think of right now that I would watch multiple times is Hunger Games.
Okay.
I like that movie. I can't think of the name of their album, but Aerosmith for sure.
Okay.
It's the one that has Living on the Edge on it. It's like
it might be called Living on the Edge.
No, the cover looks like a cow.
Okay.
But I just can't think of the name of it.
Okay.
And Mario Kart for sure.
Mario Kart for sure. All right.
Play that forever.
We're sticking with
Mario Kart. Like, how can you play it on that? Like, you plug it in? Is it Mario Kart on the?
She has a Nintendo Switch, man. Damn.
I mean, he said it could be a video game, so I mean, he has to figure the rest out.
All right, Coach O'Neill, what incredibly common thing have you never done? Oh man,
this is not rapid fire.
It's not incredibly common.
Like I never had a milkshake till like 3 years ago.
What?
Yep.
Come on.
I went to a Wizards game. My friend bought me one. She went to Haagen-Dazs and bought me one.
What?
You went to Haagen-Dazs for entry level?
Well, that's Janelle bought it. Janelle bought it for me. I'd never had one, and she wasn't going to let it go a day further. So, what incredibly common thing have you not done?
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I have no idea.
I gotta make these easier.
Give me something.
Swimming, hiking, camping.
I've done all. Yeah.
Changing a light bulb.
I'm gonna come back to that maybe. What do you wish you had more time to do?
Answer that last question.
Worst injury you've ever had?
Worst injury? Oh man, I've had a few. ACL. I'd say ACL. Torn ACL.
Oh, you did?
Broken arm, hernia, broken nose. Yeah, I've had a couple concussions, but ACL is probably the worst.
Ouch.
There you go for me. Incredibly common thing you've never done. I've never had a surgery. I've never broken anything in my life. Other than the birth of my kids, I've never been overnight in the hospital ever in my life.
Oh,
I mean, that doesn't count. You weren't like in the hospital.
Right. So, I mean, I've never been overnight in the hospital. I've never broken anything. Never broken anything.
Wow.
All right. Are we going to let him slide? You know what?
we're gonna let him slide.
This is like episode 51 or 52 because we did 25 last season plus a bonus. That's 26. This is number 26. But didn't we do a half episode in season 1?
Yes, there was a half.
So we did 26 and a half. So we'll call it 27. This is episode 53, guys. It's older than all of us.
Wow.
So how about that? Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting five. The starting five.
Let's get social. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
Connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, and on YouTube, search Turner and O'Neill and click subscribe.
Be sure to listen now at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, or Google Podcasts. Download the app and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode of Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill.
Healthy Baller is dedicated to developing athletes at any level through customized programs created by their world-class trainers. Healthy Baller creates an unparalleled training experience centered around the athlete and coach relationship. Between their physical therapy team and strength and conditioning staff, they create an all-encompassing process to help injured athletes return to the field. For the young athlete, Healthy Baller is an excellent training and confidence builder. Paula and I personally know this as our children attend Healthy Baller twice each week. With Blair and Molly training our 12 and 10-year-olds, we can personally vouch for their expert training and dedication to each athlete. Call 844-622-5537 or visit healthyballer.com and tell them Kurtis and Paula sent you.
This segment of Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by...
From Washington, D.C. to Ocean City, Woodbridge to Columbia, Richmond to Virginia Beach, the hottest DJs are right here. The Mid-Atlantic Professional DJ Association.
Current social distancing does not allow for event gatherings in the traditional sense. When it's time to plan your bar or bat mitzvah, office party, sweet 16, or any event, we've got your party solution. Dynamic DJ Entertainment is your virtual event experts. Our virtual events division has perfected an entertainment experience like none other. We bring the celebration to you. Contact us for virtual trivia, office parties, nightclub nights, or any virtual event. Dynamic DJ Entertainment is your virtual event solution. Visit www.mapdja.com or call 301-942-4500.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. We are back with Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. This is our finale episode of the season 2. And of course, we'd like to thank each of our listeners and viewers for a successful season 2. T&O crew, what's the latest with each of you? Coach Turner, talk to us. Camp, Summer League, prepping for next season. Talk to us about what's going on with you, fella.
I'm in Purple Eagle camp, moving well, and getting some kids back on campus has been fun. Been excited to see parents excited about getting their kids back down. I've gotten a few calls even over this weekend. Hey, our kid enjoyed it. He was happy to be there. Is it possible to come back for another session? Heck yeah, bring some friends.
Right.
So that part's been fun. Summer League, like I said to you earlier in this episode, we've been rocking in the gym every night. But it's been fun to be able to be with my guys, seeing guys grow, seeing this group come together. You know, we lost a guy that high-profile name, and all I kept hearing is we're gonna suck. And so for me to watch this team doing what they're doing, they've won 20+ games already this summer. All our losses are single digits, twice by 2, one on the buzzer beater 3, and another game up in Camden during the live period where former pro coach who coaches at Camden High School punked the referees, and we ended up losing because the refs just got scared of him. So to see this team doing what they're doing, my point guard, Devin Dinkins, just committed yesterday at 3:00. He committed to George Mason. So I have my seven seniors it looks like I'll have on this team next year. One of them is done. Jared just received the offer today from the University from Charlotte, North Carolina. So things are moving in the right direction for all these guys. And I'm just excited to just kind of see us getting back to some normalcy. And it's been fun prepping with these guys and starting to build towards what next season could potentially be. This team is going to be really fun to watch. I think they will get better as we go along. I mean, to see them doing what they've done with only having 2 practices during this time has been incredible. And it's a testament to them and believing in each other and trusting in each other and playing together. So I'm in a happy place. I'm getting Mental Health Monday every night of the week, just being around those guys and seeing them laugh and smile and look out for each other. Getting away to Philly a week ago and having a trip where we stayed overnight. That's one of the things we always talk about is how those teams grow and build. To watch those guys just on the bus and in the hotel and during the weekend, just hanging with each other, laughing and joking and, razzing and bringing the new guys in was an unbelievable experience. I couldn't ask for anything better.
And Jared's going into his senior year, right?
Going into a senior year, yeah. So, going to be empty nesting before you know it. So this is unbelievable time. The next few weekends I'll be traveling with him and with his AAU team. They head to Atlanta this coming weekend and are in Dallas the following weekend, and then Indy their last weekend, and then I come home for a few days, and I'm off with USA down to Houston and then down to Buenos Aires to Argentina. So a lot of hoops over the next month and a half. I'm
gonna see you on TV, huh, man?
I think so. I know the 19s have played on Facebook for all their games, and I've been able to watch them. So there should be a way that everyone will be able to see us play when we get down there.
Oh, I get the alerts. I get the alerts to my phone, and I click it. And sometimes those gyms are not well filled, but I'm watching all those games.
It's fun.
Well, we're excited about that. We're going to have to do. Are you telling me in season 3 we very well may go T&O the International Edition?
Yep.
Yeah, we got to figure that one out. We got to figure it out. I think so, but we got to figure it out.
we're always doing firsts on this show. So next season, we can confidently say that we're looking at doing an international version. Steve, it's going to be 3:45 in the morning where you are.
No, not in Buenos Aires. It's
part is-
only 2 hours ahead or something.
The other part, it's cold down there. Like I'll be wearing like jackets and coats. It's cold down there at this time.
Well, we're going to have to record when you have time because we will yield to Team USA basketball. Coach O'Neal, are we still doing camp? I don't know. We haven't talked about that.
So similar to Steve, we had camp last week. We do 1 week, and Coach has most of the summer. But like Steve, it was amazing to have about 100 young folks down on campus. I told those young kids, you played more on our field in the last 5 days than our varsity kids played the entire year. But, neither here nor there. It was amazing to have kids down there, to see parents excited about dropping their kids off and, playing lacrosse on Buchanan Field there in the city, despite the heat, despite the weather. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Did you have little tykes down there too?
Oh, yeah. We got 8-year-olds all the way up till about 14 or 15.
Oh, wow.
Just to see the different ages. It's going to sound weird, but there's something magical about it after 2 years of not having camp.
Absolutely.
To see those little helmets, you know what I mean, like running around the field and enjoying the trivia and enjoying playing in the games and winning prizes and having fun, and then to see the basketball campers and the other kids that are around. It's just everything is slowly but surely just kind of coming back. And I told the kids I did not realize how much I missed coaching and running a camp until you get it taken away from you for 2 years. And to just to the relationships, right? To watch the kids together, to spend a week together, to play together, to work hard together, and they'll know each other forever, right? Those kids will say, oh, I went to that camp back in 2021 and I remember that kid. And these are relationships and building it, and hopefully someday some of those kids come and play for us. So
when they're in the PLL and they say, I played against him, I remember there was a camp I went to and I played against him, and now we're on the same team, or whatever that story may be, right?
Exactly. And look, you hype it up. You make it so fun for the kids, like each day, the camp playoffs or the camp fastest shot or the camp long distance shot or any of the trivia. And these little guys they just eat it up. And like Steve said, the parents got some great messages, best camp they've been to, how much fun they had. And a lot of it goes to the counselors we brought back, guys that graduated a couple years ago that work with these kids and teach them and talk to them and mentor them. It was a blast. So a lot of fun. And like Coach Turner, our guys are doing summer league. They're all trying out for different all-star teams. And
Montreal just scored.
2-1. There you go. But our guys are all over the place. The Under Armour games, the Nike games, their club teams. My boys had a great run in an event about a week and a half ago. Couldn't be more proud of the way they're working. We have our summer lifting schedule coming up and pickup games. So everything is just slowly but surely like happening the way it should be. And couldn't be more proud of. And like Coach Turner, like working with our guys about recruiting and talking to coaches and visits start. So the rising juniors right now can be contacted by the service academies, and come September 1, it'll be crazy. So those rising juniors will be able to talk to all the D1s and moving on.
Well, let me ask you this, though. We don't talk about this enough. You are also the assistant athletic director at Gonzaga. Now, what is that like for you trying to prepare not just for lacrosse, but all of the fall sports, football, everything that's getting ready to start? Of course, football had a short season. But then they have a shorter off season than normal because they went March, April in that time frame. Is that when they played? And then now they get May, June, July, and they're back at it in August versus they usually get January, February, March, April, May, June, July to prepare. So
sure.
I don't know that you were able to host visits on campus, but as associate athletic director or assistant, you've got some work in front of you to prep for the next year, right?
Oh, absolutely. And our fiscal year ends, June 30. So July 1, This is a brand new year. So the budget's coming up for transportation, for rentals, for all the different sports. It's here. It's now. And the joke, you mentioned football, the joke that always I see with the football kids is when they come back from Memorial Day weekend, they go and they look at the other guys and they're like, how was your summer break? How was your summer break? Because those football guys, man, those OTAs in June and July are pretty intense. Those kids are down there every afternoon, lifting, running, and not just football, right? The soccer kids, the hockey kids will come down, lacrosse kids, basketball kids are there all summer long. So it's intense. And it's actually, you kind of forget after a year and a half of not having that, oh my gosh, we got to build up for this big home football game and the soccer schedule and everything that's going to happen in the fall, the cross country schedule and the 3 water polo teams and everything that's going to start happening here in, less than a month.
Full tilt, baby.
Full tilt. Ready to go, ready to host some games and do some things. And just, hey, it's with open arms. It's with welcome arms to see more kids on campus, to see them in the weight room. And it's full throttle, ready to go.
We're talking about you as an assistant athletic director. Coach Turner, once or twice we've mentioned this. Please tell us what your full capacity is down there at Gonzaga. You coach the men's basketball program. You take on another important role down there that we don't speak about enough. Can you help us with that, please?
So I work in the counseling department, and I direct a program called the VINCO program. When I first took over, it was I guess what they called it was that I was working with a group of what might be the most at risk kids at the school. I hated that label to it because I don't think the kids were at risk to what I believe and lived through and knew what I believe at risk to be. I think they were more at need, and that need came from different things. That could be from the financial piece of being able to go to Gonzaga, to me being a mentor, to being a liaison, just a male figure in their lives. And so to me, it was programs for kids who and me, and those needs changed for each and every student in that program. But that's my job. And then what I love about it is it's very rewarding. Probably even more rewarding than it is coaching basketball. To see young
that
men.
Name you said VINCO?
VINCO. It is the Latin word which means to conquer.
Okay.
It's rooted from the Latin word which means to conquer, and so it's developed by an alumnus who's deceased at this time, and but his family has continued to support the program, and we try our best to help a group of young men every single year to get through Gonzaga, and like I always say with that, I'm batting 1,000. My guys get through there. They move on and do some unbelievable things. I mean, it's been a blessing now to be at Gonzaga for 23 years and to see guys who are just students like my son is now, who are now out in the real world doing unbelievable things. And they've gone on to college, earned their degrees, to see some of the guys go full circle, doing some of the work that I do now, and they're doing it at other institutions here in the DMV. It's been an unbelievable fun job that just has so many rewards watching these young men grow through their 4 years on I Street.
It's more to basketball than basketball on I Street, huh, man?
Oh, way more. The sport is a little piece.
Right.
But the everyday, and it's nothing like it. I don't care. There's a lot of the schools that I think have some great things to who they are, but it's nothing like being down on I Street.
Thank you for a nugget that you've given to this program. I had to quote you the other day. There's a young man who's supposed to be going off to college. He will be going to college, but basketball was one of his goals. And he just heard that, his coach said, I wish you were 6'10", and his roster's full and this, that, and the other. And I told his grandmother, I said, if you take that sport away, is he going to be happy on that campus? Because right now you got to start thinking about life without that sport. It doesn't sound like there's a spot for him on that team. We're going to get into more good stuff in a minute. We'll be right back after these messages.
Since 1939, the Collins family has served families of Montgomery County and Greater Washington with dignified professional service in their time of need. We continue the same family tradition today at our funeral home located just off the Beltway in Silver Spring, Maryland. Our family of experienced funeral directors stand ready to assist you around the clock, 365 days a year. Whether you wish to pre-plan or you have experienced a loss, please contact us to discuss how we can assist you at your time of need. Call 301-593-9500 or visit collinsfuneralhome.com.
O'Neill Development is a custom builder in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and the Eastern Shore. Recognized nationally as a premier builder, O'Neill Development has received awards for historic restoration and urban infill work. Committed to best practices in green building, O'Neill Development also provides support in budgeting, architect selection, and design development during the critical stages of planning. O'Neill Development, building, remodeling, and development since 1975. Find us at www.o'neilldev.com or call 301-840-9310. This segment of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by
The Tamara Cusick Team. Ready, set, sold. Real estate is more than just houses. It's about people too. The Tamara Cusick Team offers an all-inclusive approach, making the home buying and selling process efficient, financially smart, and stress-free for you. From home prep-up to complimentary staging, expert counsel to an experienced and qualified team of professionals, let's chat houses. The Tamara Cusick Team isn't just a partner. They literally sold us the home where the Take a TO broadcasts from each week. Visit www.tamara4homes, that's the number 4.com, or call 301-780-4663.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. We are back with Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Thanks for listening and watching as we enjoy meeting you here each week. Let's talk national sports now, gentlemen and lady. The NBA is now headed into the championship round with Phoenix and Milwaukee headed into Game 1 tomorrow evening. Your thoughts on what the NBA has in store for us, and it is tied up 2-2 Montreal and Tampa. Tampa is trying to take this cup tonight. Coach Turner, talk to me about these NBA finals. What are you looking at, sir? And Giannis is doubtful for tomorrow.
New faces stepping up, man. This to me, this is when it's exciting. To see these guys who haven't ever been in this type of a game, this type of a series, to now show who they are and what they are in this league. It'd be great for whoever wins it. It'll be a great thing, but I gotta say I'm pushing for CP3. I think,
absolutely.
I think he's earned his way to having this opportunity, and I would love for nothing greater than him to get his NBA ring and cement himself as a Hall of Famer.
All-time great. Coach O'Neill, what you got? Milwaukee, Phoenix, what are you thinking?
Not ready to make a prediction just yet, but I agree with Stan. I mean,
they start tomorrow, Casey. You gonna wait till after Game 3? Is that what you're gonna do?
No, I'm not. I look. I agree with Steve. CP3 is amazing. I think it's his time, but let's not forget about Giannis, and I hope he gets to play because I just got a soft spot in my heart for that young man, and I think he is amazing and has been just sort of underrated in a way that maybe it's because of the team he plays for, the city that he plays in. Everybody talks about KD. They talk about LeBron. They talk about Kyrie. And Giannis is just slowly but surely done what he's done. I'd love to see him come back and play in this series. And I don't know. I mean, both programs, it's tough to pull aside. But if I had to predict, I think Milwaukee's going to pull this one out. I think
Phoenix has more consistent pieces across the board. Middleton's going to get you 11, or Middleton might get you 37. You know, does Drew Holiday show up every day? Because so far he has not. You know, that's what I'm thinking. In terms,
what I want though is I want 7 games, and I want it.
Oh damn!
Look, NBA wants that. Look,
right?
The markets that they're in. We're talking Milwaukee and Phoenix. Right. So you couldn't ask for. I mean, for
more remote
ratings
markets,
right now. You couldn't ask for any worse regions, with the exception of Canada or
Sacramento.
Right? Yes,
Sacramento versus Orlando would be the worst possible finals, right?
You want 7 games. You want something crazy, some good storylines. So I hope it goes 7 games. I hope it comes down to the wire. But I think Milwaukee. I don't know. It's my gut feeling. It's gonna pull it out.
All right, Steve, you were looking for this, Steve. I think you might have called for it, but they removed the interim tag from Nate McMillan. How you feeling about that?
Excited, man. He did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, he did.
the dude did an unbelievable job. Definitely excited that they took that tag off. Well deserved, and excited for what Atlanta has an opportunity to be going further down the line.
But do you honestly think Atlanta is a team that is built for sustainability, like that they're going to continue to be?
I think so, but I think they still got to add some pieces. I don't think they're there yet, but they show that they can be in the mix. When you have a superstar like Trey, they can put up numbers the way he does, and they do have some other good pieces in certain areas. I think they're 1 or 2 guys away though from they need like an enforcer on that team,
right? Because Capella's not that guy. He plays well, but he's not that guy.
No, he's a high flyer, does a lot of things, but they need someone that's like Draymond, so to speak.
100%, because the way Trae Young plays, do you think he can sustain? I mean, the physical style, the way he attacks, the way he plays. I mean, is that guy going to stay healthy for a 10-year career that's going to continually lead Atlanta to be what they are? Unless he has some bigs and some guys like a Draymond that can just kind of open things up for him.
Yeah, I would agree.
This is not on the script, but Patrick Beverley's 1-game suspension. Is that enough for him?
Not enough. Matter of fact, he could be dropped from the league. That was childish. It was unprofessional. It was real weak. I mean, I've always liked him as a guy who can harass and hound and be tough on the ball. But when you start doing that type of stuff, you're an asshole.
Yeah, for those who don't know, they were going to timeout. Phoenix was clearly going to beat the Clippers to get to the NBA Finals. Chris Paul is walking away. They're going to their respective benches. Chris Paul did look at him, but if you look closely, Chris Paul did not say anything to him. With his back turned, Patrick Beverley must have came 5-6 yards and just pushed him, shoved him from behind. And you saw the referee, the official was coming over just as it was happening. Chris Paul had no idea, shoved him down to the ground. For what I don't know, he did apologize, so kudos for that. But dude, you're a grown man. You can't do this.
The only thing that was missing for me on that is somebody on Phoenix has got to go lay him out.
Clocking him. Yeah.
Like if that's your guy, somebody should have went and laid Patrick Beverley out.
Wizards are expected to re-interview Jamal Mosley, Darvin Ham, Charles Lee, and Wes Unseld Jr. Are these names we can even be excited about?
Well, the only one I'm excited about is because I've known him since he was a child, and that's Charles Lee. But I don't think he's the right guy for the job. That's just more me having a personal relationship with him. Mm-hmm. I'm just I don't know. I try my hardest to root for the home team, but they just continue to disappoint me.
The names we're excited about, it should be the names that like the next future free agent would be excited about, or a Bradley Beal or a Russell Westbrook is excited about, because Bradley Beal's, I believe, after next year is a free agent. Westbrook they can re-sign, but like if they want to make this happen, and you see other teams kind of built similarly, but it's all about what a free agent wants and what. If your program is
to me, if you're gonna go make the splash, go get Becky Hammond.
Right. If you want to get somebody excited and you want to do something, make a mark, go get Becky Hammond. What have we learned in the NBA playoffs this year? Tell me 2 or 3 takeaways.
Don't get hurt.
Don't get hurt. Give me some more takeaways.
Drink your milk. Stretch. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean definitely. Got to stay healthy. I know LeBron is throwing it out about the quick turnaround and having this. They could have done some different things. I don't know if that's true. Mm-hmm. Some of that I feel like is, him pointing to what hurt them, so to speak.
Right.
You had to have the season, and I think they tried to do everything they could to help towards this. But some of that's on the players. You guys want to go party in Sandro Pay and not take care of your bodies, ready to come play in the league. You knew what the dates were. Right. There's some things you got to be able to put off. But I do believe, there's some new sheriffs in town. I think that's the one thing we learned the most. Like, right. It's some new guys about to take over this league. And
I agree.
Excited.
I agree with that. And I learned a lot about watching so much more NBA playoffs this year and after a pandemic is the mental aspect of a lot of these players. So you go in a year and a half with these empty arenas or in the bubble, and then all of a sudden more fans are coming in. You start to see a few more crazy things going on. Just working with these young men and these new players and some of the veterans about keeping their minds right, keeping them healthy, keeping them doing what the things they need to do. But honestly, like we talked about with football, I don't think we've seen this much talent, old and young, in the NBA in a long time. And it makes it exciting for the years going forward with arenas that are full and live and exciting. So there you go.
My last thing is that we haven't always given enough credit to these coaches. I think you saw some coaches be able to make adjustments when they needed to. You saw some coaching,
brother.
I think you saw some coaching this year, and we give so much credit to these unbelievable athletes. But I think this was the year of the coach, and the coaches really stepped it up.
And mentorship, like legit taking these guys under their arm and leading these young men. So agreed.
Somebody on Tampa just got stone cold rocked. He got hit in the face with a stick.
Oh,
man. Hey, you got 50 seconds left here, Kurtis. This is it.
Yeah, you do. Somebody might take home a cup tonight. Somebody might get themselves a win. Here's what I picked up. Look what can happen when Chris Paul is healthy. Great job, Nate McMillan. And when the rest of the league can't stay healthy, Lakers were built to win. They couldn't stay healthy. Philly couldn't stay healthy. Atlanta couldn't stay healthy. Brooklyn couldn't stay healthy. And Steve, probably 58 days ago, you said it's all got to be all about the health. And I mean, we all know that in sports in general, but we saw it this year. We saw LeBron not 100% on that ankle. AD can't stay upright. And then you saw Giannis is hurt, but they still made it. They have some complementary pieces. But I think Chris Paul being healthy will be my big takeaway. And in the NBA in general, I didn't expect the Knicks to be there, and I didn't expect the Hawks to be there. So I'm very impressed by what I saw there. We're coming right back with part 2 of our weekly sports wrap-up. DJ Krissy, birthday girl. Let's do it.
Let's get social. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
Connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, and on YouTube. Search Turner and O'Neill and then click subscribe.
Become a friend of the program. Friendship contributions start at just $25. Each contribution helps to fuel Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. To find out more or make your contribution, go to www.turnerando'neill.com and click Become a Friend.
At Peace Players, we use the power of sport to unite, educate, and inspire young people to create a more peaceful world. We offer sport programming, peace education, and leadership development to those living in communities in conflict. We challenge the hate that is driven by the fear of our differences. We bridge divides between people through the game of basketball, and we develop young leaders who help to change perceptions. Find out more at www.peaceplayers.org. This segment of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by
Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. With a stellar reputation as an outstanding mortgage lender, Ray Cruz serves the lending needs of real estate professionals, builders, and individual home buyers in Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Texas, California, Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Ray believes that integrity is the cornerstone of his business, and helping you achieve your home financing goals is his business. Located in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, contact Ray P. Cruz today to get started. Your home mortgage or refinance options await. Call 301-761-2278 or visit raypcruz.com. Ray P. Cruz, mortgages intelligently.
portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill.
Welcome back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. This week's episode is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Now, part 2 of our weekly sports wrap-up. Tell me, Coach O'Neill, this could not have been timed any better. We are in overtime of a Stanley Cup playoff game or Stanley Cup final game where there's going to be some extra men on the ice for Tampa, and we're covering the NHL right now. Look, Tampa's taking no prisoners. They're dropping 6 goals, 7 goals, 5 goals. They're not winning by 1 goal or 2. They're winning by 3, 4, 5 goals. Tampa's going to take this thing, right?
I mean, I mentioned it before earlier in the show. Consistency speaks volumes. And that Tampa team, who, again, a couple of years ago, they lost to the Caps in 7 games at the Eastern Conference Finals. They were right there the year before. I mean, these are a lot of the same players, and they just build to get better. They build to get better and better. Consistency speaks volumes. You saw what they did last year in their version of the bubble, and now what they're doing to Montreal right now as we speak. I mean, we'll see. Look, if
they
Montreal
built it the
somehow wins this in game 4 here, and they force a game 5, like no chance. And a lot of it has to do with this young Russian, Andrei Vasilevsky. I mean, this guy's been unbelievable. We talk about the Tampa offense. They are putting up 6 and 7 points on these Bamas every single night.
Right.
This goalie's just sitting back there and just stone cold locking it down. So they got the young goalie. They've just been consistent. And the coach, remember last summer we talked about this coach who used to be he's like a salesman or something, or whatever he was doing. He was coaching like high school.
He was a lawyer or something, wasn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just something about that organization and the program. They're doing it the right way. So sorry, up there, the Habs and
they built it the way you want them to build it. They built it slow and steady is winning this race for them, right?
Too bad it's Tampa, man, down there with the
whatever
Bucks.
happened, you had mentioned the Caps old coach. Where's he? Long Island?
Oh, Barry Trottier. So he's up there with the Islanders. And that's who the Lightning just beat to advance to the Stanley Cup. So not that he's not doing a great job too.
Right. Well, I'm trying to buy time because I want them, but they're not going to get. Is this a regular intermission?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so we ain't going to be able to get back to it. There's the Subway intermission at the NBC Sports Desk. What else you got? I hit the wrong button on this thing, so I have no script right now because it is digital. And
we're about to talk some PLL, baby.
PLL, baby.
Look, my guy Harbison and his boys did what they did over the weekend. They beat not the Whip Snakes. They beat help me out.
Water Dogs.
They beat the Water Dog. Thank you, because my iPad went dark for me for a minute. But our guest last week, Patrick Harbison and the Redwoods, played in a super exciting game last weekend. I believe it was Saturday, taking down the Water Dogs, moving up the standings with a matchup against the Whip Snakes this weekend. We've had the fortune of landing a handful of PLL talent on the podcast here, but I must pause parenthetically to say, did I not talk to Mr. Harbison and say, you win last week, you're going to get second place, and the week after that, you got Whip Snakes, where I said that, and they did what they were supposed to do. They got the help. But as the league grows, do either of you see an end game that will afford the PLL the opportunity to move into mainstream? I am on my deck with my son. We have Battling Grills, and I've literally, the battery died on my iPad because we had it on the PLL all day.
Well, speaking of the mainstream, they're on NBC. So the games go Friday.
Legit NBC, not NBC Sports Network, but legit NBC.
Legit NBC on Saturdays usually, and you can just check the PLL website. But they're out there. It's getting there. It's getting better and better and better. And you're seeing obviously guests that have been on Take a TO with us, but more to come, because we're going to pull some more guests in. Somebody that we want to have, Mr. Paul Rabel, just broke the all-time professional lacrosse points scoring record, scored this weekend. But unfortunately, the club he's playing for they're in last place at the moment. So no offense. I mean, you take those points, but I'm sure he wants his cannons to be a little bit higher up. But yes, Pat Harbison, who Coach Cross, man, you love that guy, don't you?
I mean, that was a great interview. It really was.
It was a great interview. He's a great guy. I love seeing what the Redwoods are doing. But those Whip Snakes, they're the 2-time champs. I mean, they just continue to win. They continue to have some swagger with it. I don't know, Coach Turner, what do you think?
I'm not going to talk about the teams, but I'm going to talk about the league itself. What I do believe in, as we watch this, of course, we know Paul Rabel's an unbelievable lacrosse player, but I think he's also got an unbelievable business mind.
Yep.
And, to see him have the merger happen, to see them, like you said, on NBC, I think he has a good group of people around him that they're just thinking ahead, and they keep moving this thing up the ladder, which I think is unbelievable. It's going to give a lot of young men an opportunity to continue to play this sport for a long time. I only see it just growing. I don't see them going backwards at this point. And it's
wait a minute. Once we have these guests, all of a sudden they get more and more TV time. You guys are the key to them getting that NBC contract, maybe.
Hey, that's why, Paul, bring your ass on the show. Stop bullshit.
You called him a couple times. Right? You called him out a couple times, right?
Look, we're going to get – there's a few other guys and coaches that I want to get from the PLL, and we will get them this summer. We'll work on getting them this summer. But here's the cool part about it is they are going to – and we're talking about being on NBC, but their next stop is in – I believe it's in Minnesota. They're going to play in Minnesota. They're going to play in San Jose. They're going to play down in LA. They're going to play in Vegas. They're going to play all over the place, and then it's all going to come to a head. And the championship is right here. Yes, Kurtis, right here in Audi Field in Washington, D.C. Steve, you hit the nail on the head, man. Not Coach Rabel, Paul Rabel is doing the right thing. The business mindset of the way they're building it. It's pretty cool. I
just love how they're promoting the players and giving them opportunity to shine and grow in their brand. It's just fun to watch. It's really fun to watch, and really fun to watch from a business model on how they're doing this.
Well, this is what I want. My hope would be, can we somehow get to Audi Field, do some kind of broadcast, do some kind of something? Casey, this is on you. This is on you, because if we wanted to get to, I don't know, Verizon Center or Capital One Arena to cover a DC City title, I'd be talking to Steve. I'm talking to you right now, PLL. You can cash in one of those favors. They used your field. Is that correct?
They practice there. Season 1, they practice there. Archers and the Atlas practice there. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, we'd love to. I'm definitely going to the game, whether we get to cover it or not. I'm definitely going to the game. I think it's September 12th is when they get to Audi.
And here's what we want, right? Do we want – it depends on the guests we get, but do we want the Redwoods, because we had Harbison, we had Kyle Harrison, and then do we want Archers with Tom Schreiber? So like all of our guests just going head to head.
Why not?
That would be pretty cool.
But the Whip Snakes are gonna have something to say about it, so we got to get a Whip Snake on the podcast.
Make it happen, brother. Make it happen. If you want a DJ Khaled on the show, I would go get him. Just say the word. All right.
No, I want DJ Krissy.
No, I mean, I'm talking about my man that works in the alley.
Speaking of DJ Khaled, did you see what P. Diddy just sent him?
No.
P. Diddy just sent him to his house this is basically for the 4th. We got these street trucks. We sent them a street truck that was a bar.
Okay.
With this new limited edition Ciroc.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
And then he also sent him like all these bar stools and stand-up tables, so they basically had a party, but with all his Ciroc.
Right.
And this unlimited edition Ciroc. I'm like, why do the rich dudes get everything for free?
Right, they can pay for it, right?
It's crazy. Like, can somebody send something like that to me?
That's all you want, right? I'm looking at all that memorabilia behind you. You got everything you earned back there. You're rich in the sport.
Nobody gave those to me. I had to go get them.
So you earned
something.
I want someone to say, Coach Turner, you know what? For all you've done, here you go. Here's a trip. Matter of fact, here's our house at the beach. Take your family for a week. Take a group of friends and have a good time.
Your hard work is sending you to Buenos Aires, sir.
I had to work for that, though.
Right, so it's worth it. You earned it.
I'm going to work. I'm talking about like.
You want the Ciroc truck?
It doesn't have to be Ciroc. Give me the condo over the beach in Miami. Something. Some airline tickets, something.
He is making his plea right now. Recognize this man, Coach Turner.
A foursome to Columbia Country Club.
That's all you want?
Force him over to.
When are we going? Can we go down to Swan Point and hit some? He's going to be in Buenos Aires. Coach O'Neill, me and you, Swan Point. I can golf there whenever I want. Have you been to Swan Point?
No. Let's go.
Let's go to Swan Point. It's down in Southern Maryland. I have, we're one of their preferred vendors. Let's get down there. Krissy's never golfed there, but I damn sure have. I think that's the end of this segment. DJ Krissy, let's get to our advertisers. We invite your questions, comments, and show ideas. Simply go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Submit Your Idea.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our partners, sponsors, and donors. Our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Our partners, the Tamara Cusick Team, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, Insurance Alliance Group, LLC. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development, LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, Peace Players International. Our donors, Winsight Media, Gene the Barber, Body and Beyond Wellness.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill can be found on more than 15 podcast platforms. Listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Spotify, and other popular podcast platforms. Tune in on your preferred podcast platform. Be sure to listen, subscribe, and spread the word. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill records weekly with episode drops each Thursday at 11 a.m.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill.
We are,
somebody send Coach Turner some golf clubs.
He's still doing this?
Yes.
I thought we were coming back from commercial.
That's Steve. Tell your boy Steve to stop talking.
Well, we're just coming back from a commercial like this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and now it's time for our final words, some thanks, and of course, our weekly quote. This week, offered by Coach Casey O'Neill. In 2 weeks, we begin season 3. Fellas, let's discuss just for a bit this journey and what this past year has meant to us. Tomorrow marks the recording of our very first episode and DJ Krissy's 22nd birthday in just a couple hours. You're 1 hour away. You're like 1 hour away from your birthday, but let's talk about what this year, Krissy, you're first. What has this year meant? We started with an idea when we were in Deep Creek. Steve calls me, I get back. That's how this whole thing comes to be. Krissy, I throw you in the mix and pick it up from there.
I mean, on the spot, just a little bit. It's been a fun year. It's been great getting to know both of you guys. I mean, Steve, we've done, I don't know how many things over the years, but it's been quite a few. But, I think it was fun to get to know you more than just basketball. So I think that was a definite positive to the whole thing, just getting to know both of you guys.
Well, we appreciate you.
There you go. Coach Turner, talk to us. Your Mental Health Mondays is a year old now.
It was definitely much needed. It got me through a very, very tough time in my own life, but in the world. So certainly I appreciate the three of you for sharing this platform and having a good time with me, and keeping this thing going every single week, whether it be someone missing, having to, go online, half of us in the studio, some of us doing half a show, whatever it is, we figured it out, and it's been a blessing, and it's been a place to, a safe haven. I think everybody has to have a good safe haven. This is certainly one for me. And I'm just excited to see where this third season goes. Certainly got some people we want to target and continue to go after. I'm really ready to go after them hard and see if we can get some of those folks we've been wanting to come on. And certainly I'd love to see us get back into bringing some of the youth on here again, as now we get back into school. So, man, just hats off to the three of you, and thank you for what you've provided myself and our many listeners.
Coach O'Neill.
I think when you try something new, or maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone, and not for you, obviously, for Kurtis and Krissy, but what Steve and I are doing, and all of us collectively together, meeting each other and doing this over the year, there can be apprehension, there can be a little bit of doubt, there can be a little bit of second guessing yourself, or judging yourself to how you're doing a podcast. And I've never really felt that way. And I think a lot of that comes from the comfort of and confidence and friendship that has been put together from Krissy and Kurtis, and the relationships I've gained, and the relationship I've had with Steve over the last year. So, has there ever been no doubt, and just the sky's the limit with this crew, and pretty special to think it's been 1 year to the day that we started this journey.
It's crazy.
So
Next up, field trips.
Oh boy, hey, we do want to take it on the road. That's something, Krissy. Let's do that in season 3. Let's get to Corner Pub or wherever we have to go and take the show on the road.
We've got a great opportunity. I've talked to them a little bit, so I think we're going to be able to pull that off.
We can put this stuff in a case and take it where we got to go. Here's where I am. I produce a few different podcasts. All podcasts don't necessarily make it. We're never at a loss for content. I think people love the dynamic of big brother. I'm the middle brother. He's the little brother. Hollywood and Chaps and all the things that have made our show what it is. If you listen to episode 1, there was no starting 5, and then we came up with a starting 5. And then, we tried 2 guests on one show, and that goes too long. And we've always adapted to what we need to do. Steve, I think that speaks to whether we got to go from home, whether someone has to call in, but it's never been forced. The laughs have been there. And when I hear people like Colin's Funeral Home say, hey, Kurtis, keep giving him a hard time, or when our man Joey in the 2-minute drill says, I saw some kid graduate from Gonzaga and they know exactly what I'm talking about when I mention the podcast, or Wes at Healthy Baller. He listens. I mean, when I walk up, Wes is like, it's time to take a TO. People are knowing this. There's the branding there. And it's fun. My first quote ever on this show is something I still feel on this day, 365 days later. It was for the raindrop. Joy is entering the river. I entered the river with my podcasting crew here, and by myself, I'm awesome. With you 3, I'm greater, and that makes us all greater. This has been fun. What I'm most proud of, I'll be honest with you, is that we tackled Black Lives Matter, and those were among our best episodes listened to. When I had friends tell me, and they retweet stuff, and they say, you gotta listen to this one because it was real serious. So we weren't afraid to tackle the insurrection. We weren't afraid to tackle Black Lives Matter. We weren't afraid to tackle mental health. We did those things. I would say out of 53 episodes, we went heavy 6 or 7 times. And then we had fun the rest of the time. But we did what we had to do. I challenge you guys to bring us more guests. I'm going to do my part too. Krissy, I challenge you to keep producing excellent stuff in engineering. Excellent stuff. But if we can get the show on the road, if we can do the Buenos Aires thing, and if we can bring, who do we have? Demore Smith? We had Steve Francis. We had David Vanderpool. We've had 3-4 guys from the PLL. We brought soccer here. So thank you, folks. Thank you, Krissy. Krissy's the unsung hero. You guys, when you walk in an hour before we record, Krissy was wiping down windowsills. She was setting up cameras. She was testing stuff, doing all kinds of stuff to the point where you're walking in. She's just now scarfing down dinner, because she did all this stuff. So thank you. So in 2 weeks, we start season number 3. We invite you to become a friend of the program. To do so, go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Become a Friend. The first time I said that, Casey, you corrected me. I think I said Turner O'Neill. And he's like, isn't it Turner and O'Neill? Like, I was making mistakes from the beginning. Now is the time to secure your spot as one of our advertisers for season 3 for as little as $25 per episode. 92% of our folks from season 1 to season 2 came back. We want new advertisers. We want you to be a part of what we do. Look, we're approaching 200,000 viewers. We have 5,000 podcast downloads. We're on every single platform. Casey, you corrected me the other day. I said we have 5,000 downloads, or I said you guys have 5,000 downloads. You said we have 5,000 downloads. So you corrected me. That is awesome. Connect with us socially. If you don't know how to find us socially after 53 times of me saying it's Turner, just type in Turner and O'Neill. You're going to find us every single place: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, website, Google search, Podbean, Podchaser, Stitcher. You're going to find us. Listen, we encourage you to join the conversation. Write to us, turnerandoneill@gmail.com. Before we sign off and go dark for a couple of weeks, many thanks to our listeners and viewers. I especially want to thank our partners, sponsors, and donors. Of course, our premier partner is Ray Cruz. We also have our partners, the Tamara Cusick team, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, the Insurance Alliance Group, LLC. Our sponsors, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Colin's Funeral Home, Next Level Lacrosse, O'Neill Development, Peace Players International. Our donors, Body and Beyond Wellness, Acupuncture, and Gene the Barber. Here's something we can say about our partner sponsors and donors that not everyone can say. We know each of them, and we can vouch for each of them because we know their business models and what they do. We truly appreciate the support from our partner sponsors and donors. It means the world to us. Now, we'd also like to thank those of you who are friends of the program. Without the support we generate in terms of advertisers and friends of the program, we simply could not do this. So we are here because of you. DJ Krissy, you good over there?
I am great.
2 weeks off, no studio to get ready for next week, Krissy.
What?
Exactly. Coach Turner, your final thoughts.
Man, enjoy the 2 weeks off, but let's come back for season 3 ready to rock it hard. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my mental health Monday next Monday, but I'll figure it out. Actually,
We can do a Zoom call.
We got a game. We got a game, early game. We got 2 more games left in the DeMatha Summer League, heading into the playoffs. But I'm just excited for what we got coming next. I see some great things coming in the horizon. So more to come. Our listeners, our supporters, man, thank you guys for doing what you do to help us have an opportunity to continue to have this podcast. It means really, really, really means a lot. And look forward to having you back.
My final word, thank you to the 3 of you. Coach Steve Turner, you know what you mean to me and how you've been there for me. Coach Casey O'Neill, you're the little brother. You give me a hard time right back. Thanks for bringing me into the PLL and lacrosse in general. DJ Krissy, thank you. She's been with us for 24 years now. Wow. We've worked together.
But I'm only 22.
Oh, well, do the math. Carry the 1. I don't care. Do something. But DJ Krissy, you are a jewel, and I want the world to know it. Thank you to our listeners, our sponsors, our partners, our donors, those who listen every week. DJ Carlos, thank you. Gene the Barber, thank you. You guys listen every week. Joey T, guess what? He comes back in season 3 with fantasy football. Coach O'Neill, the screen is yours.
All right, I'll make it quick. Last quote, season 2, baby. And this goes to what we were talking about before the episode, a book you let me borrow, read. Anyway, from Mr. Phil Jackson, and this is very fitting for our team. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team.
Let's do it together, y'all. DJ Krissy,
Pull
the plug.
Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our advertisers. Our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Our partners, the Tamara Cusick Team, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, and Insurance Alliance Group, LLC. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development, LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. Our donors, Winsight Media, Gene the Barber, Body and Beyond Wellness, and Justin O'Neill. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Krissy. All material is the exclusive property of the podcast and may not be copied, rebroadcast, or used in any way without the written consent of the podcast. The views, ideas, and commentary of podcast guests are solely their own and not necessarily endorsed by the podcast. You may submit questions, podcast ideas, and commentary to turnero'neillpodcast@gmail.com. No compensation is offered for submitted material. Should we choose to use your idea, comment, or question, you agree to your likeness, social media identity, and/or information being used on the podcast. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is recorded weekly and distributed via Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more than 15 podcast platforms in total. You can also view Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill weekly on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest episode drops. Some portions of the podcast may be pre-recorded. Join us socially on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, and on YouTube. Search Turner and O'Neill and subscribe. Our website is www.turnerando'neill.com. Advertising opportunities are available.